Thanks to narcissistically abusive people, words are meaningless. That's right. This once powerful tool that we had to communicate and to listen to each other and to understand each other and to learn about each other is now just about irrelevant because of narcissism that has grown in society, which means that you and I have got to learn how to develop a better way of listening to people, a way of listening that doesn't include words. The added bonus to this, by the way, is that most narcissistically abusive people have shot themselves right in the foot because most of them rely on the power of their own words to be able to fool people and lie to people and drag people into toxic relationships. So as you and I are here talking about a new way to be able to listen to people, to be able to understand people, and to be able to learn about people, I promise you it's going to cause most narcissistic people to just walk away because they're not going to be able to hang with that. Let's talk. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I do continue with this very important message about learning how to listen to each other without words, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I take video calls as well as telephone calls. So those of you who struggle to just listen to somebody and hear their voice, well, you can actually see me. And check this out. I appreciate face-to-face conversations and work with people because there's so much more that you can hear within their movements and their actions beyond words. And I enjoy the opportunity to work with people beyond words. In addition to one-on-one appointments that you can schedule down below this video, you'll also find access to my coaching program. My coaching program is live and in person each and every day. I don't just throw pre-recorded videos and books at you. I spend time with you in a live session where you can see me. I don't see you. In addition to the live session daily, there's also a fellowship every Tuesday night where we come together, we open up the Word of God, we see what the Bible has to say about navigating this life full of narcissistic people. And also starting this week is the workout program. That's right, the Royal We has a fresh, brand new workout program. Give it a try for 1 month. See how you feel at the end of the month, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Head on down there. It's all in the description box. Now, let's get into this topic about words. How many of you remember a time where words seemed to have some weight? They meant something. As a matter of fact, I didn't have the perfect father. He was gone when I was 4. My mother was an alcoholic, but I can say this with certainty. I, at some point in my life, learned the value of saying, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, thank you, no, thank you. And I remember, I think it was my first spanking. The first time I was disciplined was because I said, oh my God. Yes, that's right. We come from a place and a time, most of us, where words were very careful. We were taught that words should have tact, words had value, words mattered. Now, fast forward to the narcissistic society that we live in today, and everybody's now confused because narcissism has taken this once valuable thing called words and just destroyed it, confused it, turned it all into word salad. None of it makes sense anymore. Words don't make sense anymore. This started for me, by the way, when I was dealing with narcissistic siblings, in-laws, so to speak. The mother of my kids, her narcissistic half-brothers and sisters, who, when I would go around, I was being met with all kinds of insults. Some of you can relate. All kinds of name-calling. I was called all kinds of nasty things. And I'm like, hey, can we chill out a little bit on the name-calling in my own way? That's what I was trying to say. And what I was being met with was, we don't mean it. It doesn't mean anything. You're too sensitive. You're just too sensitive. It doesn't mean anything. And some of those words are pretty brutal, guys. You sure you don't mean anything? And also, you got these weird scowls on your face like you're, I don't know, like you're having to go poop and it hurts while you're saying these words. I struggled to realize that it didn't mean anything because I thought it did. I really thought that they had meaning and hate behind these words. Most of us do. When we're dealing with narcissistic people, it's easy to think, man, it's coming from such a hateful place. I don't know. It's just words that are meaningless. Now, watch this. As time went on, I was also listening to those people say, oh, love you. How many of you have heard that from narcissistic people. And it kind of sounds like that too. When they say love you, it's never a real deep, hey, I really love you. It's not. It's more of a love you. Oh, love you. Love you. It's just, it sounds so cringy and so fake. And I remember hearing that all the time. And back then, that became the only word that I grabbed onto because remember, I valued words. So I grabbed onto that fake little love you, and it caused me to stay in that toxic relationship. Until much later on, I realized, wait a minute, kind of silly of me. I had to put two and two together. Their name calling and cussing and all this and that, the words they use doesn't mean anything. And so by default, that would suggest that when they say, I love you, well, that doesn't mean anything either, right? If these negative words don't matter, then how can the positive words matter? If what they're suggesting is that they can use words and it means nothing, well, then you have to apply it across the board. And we should. And I challenge you to do that right now as you're watching this video. Those of you who have narcissistic family members, or maybe it's your own spouse, someone you're married to, they call you names, cuss you out of their anger, and then turn around and say, oh, I don't mean it. But then they go around and then at some point they say, I love you. And you're supposed to mean that? They're supposed to mean that? Or you're supposed to believe that? No. Do you see how narcissism and narcissistically abusive people have taken this once powerful thing that we call words and have made them almost irrelevant? At this point in time in society, we have people running around saying all kinds of stuff, and it has no value. I remember not that long ago, I think I was referred to as racist or something simply because, I don't know, the fashion I like to wear. How many of you have experienced that? There was a time in our history where being called a racist meant that you actually did something, you said something that was racist. Now it's just kind of a default thing. It's got no meaning to it. Everybody's called that now. Everybody's being called that for whatever reason. No more meaning to it. Right? Now, let's get to the point of this video because it's super important that we understand this. We have got to, for the sake of our sanity, for the sake of our peace, and for the sake of our intimate relationships, we've got to learn how to listen to each other in a different way. No more can we rely on words for our first form of communication. We have to be able to rely on our observable interactions, how we see each other, how we come through for each other, the activities, the engagement, the body language. It's interesting because I live in Missouri, which is the show me state, right? It's not the tell me state, tell me words state. Where's my St. Louis crowd at? How many of you are in the St. Louis area, St. Louis, Missouri? You know what's up. I first moved here and I realized that this is the show me state. These people here, and this is why I love it here in this state. They show you what's up. Show me. Show me. Don't come around talking nonsense. Show me. There needs to be a piece of this, a big piece of this in all of our lives and in all of our relationships. Don't be so quickly swayed and moved by this person's words or that person's words or them telling you how beautiful you are and them telling you, oh, they want to buy you the moon for crying out loud or they adore you. Don't believe it. You want to see it. You have to develop this attitude of, I no longer listen to words. I listen to what you show me. Everybody say this together with me. It's time we listen to what people show us. Show me. And now a lot of people, primarily narcissistic people out there watching this video, yeah, you know who you are. I know there's a whole section, you in the back, you narcissistic people in the back that are just itching and clamoring to say something. I know what you're going to say, right? You shouldn't have to show that you love, right? You shouldn't have to prove. Kevin, what you're suggesting is people have to prove. Damn right I am. What you going to do about it? Huh? Run? Cry? I don't have to prove anything. I should be able to say whatever I want to say. And people should just believe it. All right, good luck to you. Because none of us are buying that anymore. See, I used to buy that in dealing with narcissistic people. Listen to them call names, cuss out, and say they don't believe it or don't believe it. It's not. It doesn't mean anything. And then they'd say love you, but they never really showed any love. But I'm supposed to believe that too. So no. You do have to prove it. I have to prove it. We all need to start to prove to the people who we love and we say we love, we better darn well prove it. We better do something. For crying out loud. Is it that hard? Seriously, even you narcissistic people in the back row there, is it really that challenging for you to show and to prove that you have love in your heart for people? If it is, then just be honest with them. Be honest with them. We see, we can revert all of this back. We can go back to language being powerful. If the narcissistic people out there, all you narcissists, would just start to be more honest. You can turn the tables back just by just saying, okay, fine, we'll be honest from now on. We'll tell people straight up we don't like them. That's all you got to do. Instead of walking around telling people you like them, you love them, and don't, without meaning it, just say we don't like you, and we mean it. We struggle to like people in general. We mean it. We hate people. We mean it, right? That's fine. Then we can start to bring some truth back into words. But so long as there are narcissistic people out there running around, hating on everybody while telling them that they love them, then us other people are going to have to start to just look at the actions. Every action. You got to look at their facial expressions. You got to look at what they're doing. Are they really coming through for you? Are they really helping you out when they say they're going to? Are they really spending time with you? Are they really communicating with you that they care about you? This is what we have to listen to. In this, I can tell you right now, by default, it's going to wipe out a lot of narcissistic people from your life. If you learn to pay attention and listen to what people show you, then it's going to wipe out the narcissists who just want to impress you with their words and try to get something. And that's what you want. You want to wipe those people out, right? As I said before, I am here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me, telephone calls, video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. Don't miss the opportunity to schedule some time with me right now. In addition to that, the coaching program, get started, get registered, join the workout program that's taking place, Tuesday night fellowship, and just the daily support. It's an incredibly beneficial thing for people coming out of narcissistic abuse. And I'll be back with more videos for you right here on The Royal We. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any future Royal We content. Hit the like and share this video with somebody who maybe needs to hear this right now. Before you leave, check out one of these videos recommended by the YouTube algorithm. It knows what you've been watching, and it's going to pick some videos for you that I think are going to be pretty good. So why don't you give it a try, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on The Royal We. Bye, everybody.